For centuries, a forgotten civilization thrived in the heart of North America, building massive cities, towering pyramids, and vast trade networks long before the arrival of Europeans. They engineered structures larger than the Great Pyramid of Giza, developed advanced agricultural techniques that shaped the continent's future, and left behind artifacts hinting at a complex and mysterious belief system. Yet, despite their dominance, they vanished. Their cities fell silent, their rulers disappeared, and their once thriving empire became little more than legend. Who were these people? How did they rise to such power, and why did their civilization collapse so suddenly? The answers lie in scattered ruins, buried artifacts, and the eerie remains of their grand monuments. Here are 15 fascinating facts that reveal the brilliance, power, and mysteries of the Mississippians, one of the most intriguing civilizations in history. At its peak, Cahokia was the largest city in North America, with a population exceeding 20,000. Yet by the year 1400 AD, it was abandoned. Entire districts were left empty, temples fell into decay, and what was once a thriving center of power became a silent ruin. There are no written records explaining why. Some researchers believe prolonged droughts led to food shortages, while others argue that disease or warfare caused a rapid decline. The lack of a definitive answer keeps this mystery unsolved. Excavations have uncovered evidence of defensive walls suggesting conflict. There are also signs of environmental stress, such as deforestation and flooding, which could have made sustaining a large population impossible. Some speculate Cahokia's collapse was a combination of factors, making it one of history's greatest urban mysteries. The civilization that once controlled vast trade networks and built towering structures vanished without leaving a single written word. Monk's Mound, the largest structure in Cahokia, remains the tallest pre-Columbian earthwork in the Americas. Its base covers 14 acres, making it larger than the Great Pyramid of Giza. Unlike stone pyramids in Mesoamerica, this massive structure was built entirely from soil, carried in baskets by hand. Despite this, it has survived over 1,000 years. The mound likely served as the foundation for a grand temple or the residence of Cahokia's most powerful leader. The engineering behind Monk's Mound is remarkable. Workers compacted layers of clay and soil to prevent erosion, demonstrating advanced knowledge of construction techniques. The sheer amount of labor required suggests a highly organized society capable of massive public projects. Even today, its towering form dominates the landscape, standing as a testament to the Mississippians' ability to reshape their environment on an enormous scale. In Cahokia, archaeologists uncovered a circular arrangement of 48 massive wooden posts, forming what is now called Woodhenge. The posts were carefully aligned to track the sun's movements throughout the year, marking solstices and equinoxes. This suggests the Mississippians had an advanced understanding of astronomy and used this knowledge for ceremonial or agricultural purposes. Some believe it served as a gathering site for major events, reinforcing social and religious order. What makes Woodhenge remarkable is its precision. The placement of each post allowed observers to predict seasonal changes, vital for farming. This structure proves the Mississippians carefully studied celestial patterns centuries before European contact. Unlike stone circles in other parts of the world, Woodhenge required constant maintenance, as the wooden posts would eventually decay. Despite this, multiple versions were rebuilt over time, indicating its importance in Cahokian society. Deep within Cahokia, archaeologists uncovered burial sites revealing complex ceremonial practices. Mound 72, one of the most significant discoveries, contained over 250 individuals laid to rest in carefully arranged formations. Many were placed alongside valuable offerings such as shell beads, finely crafted tools, and engraved ornaments. These burials suggest that rituals played a crucial role in Mississippian society, possibly tied to religious beliefs, leadership transitions, or astronomical events. Among the remains, researchers found evidence of elite individuals interred with elaborate goods, signifying their high status. Some burials appear to have been part of large-scale ceremonies, where certain individuals may have been chosen for their spiritual or social roles. These findings indicate that the Mississippians maintained a highly structured belief system where life and death were deeply intertwined with the cycles of nature and the power of their leaders. Before the Mississippians, North America had no large, densely populated cities. Cahokia and its satellite settlements introduced planned urban centers, complete with neighborhoods, temples, and vast plazas. Some cities spanned hundreds of acres, featuring organized layouts that separated elite and commoner districts. At its peak, Cahokia was more populous than London at the time. These cities became hubs for trade, governance, and ceremonial life. Urban planning was intentional, with defensive walls, ceremonial spaces, and elevated mounds that served as both religious and administrative centers. The presence of large food storage areas suggests long-term planning to sustain massive populations. These cities were not haphazard clusters of homes, but carefully designed environments that enabled centralized leadership and social organization. The rise of these cities marked a turning point in North American history, transforming scattered agricultural villages into advanced societies. The Mississippians established one of the most extensive trade networks in ancient North America, stretching from the Great Lakes to the Gulf of Mexico. Archaeologists have found copper from modern-day Michigan, shells from Florida, and volcanic glass from the Rocky Mountains in Mississippian settlements. These materials were crafted into elite goods, such as jewelry and ceremonial weapons, and were often buried with high-ranking individuals. This trade network wasn't just about material goods, it also spread religious and cultural ideas. Similar artistic motifs and burial practices appear in distant settlements, indicating a shared belief system across vast distances. This system allowed the Mississippians to maintain economic power and influence over a wide territory, long before Europeans arrived. Tattooing was widespread among the Mississippians, serving purposes far beyond decoration. Archaeological evidence and later Native American traditions suggest tattoos signified achievements in warfare, spiritual roles, and social status. Warriors may have displayed symbols of their victories, while priests and elites bore sacred imagery tied to their religious beliefs. The process likely involved bone or metal needles, creating intricate patterns across the skin. Tattooing may have also been used in rites of passage. Certain designs were possibly restricted to specific clans or families, marking a person's place in society. This practice continued among many later Native American cultures, but its roots in the Mississippian world suggest it played a crucial role in defining identity and status. The image of a half-man, half-bird figure appears frequently in Mississippian art, carved into stone tablets and painted on pottery. This birdman is believed to represent a powerful warrior spirit or deity associated with the sky, transformation, and battle. Some depictions show him wearing a beaked mask, while others depict him mid-flight, suggesting he symbolized supernatural power. Birdman imagery often appears on objects found in elite burials, indicating it held deep spiritual significance. Some researchers theorize that warriors aligned themselves with this figure, believing it granted them strength and victory. The widespread presence of Birdman iconography suggests a shared mythology that connected Mississippian societies across different regions. The Mississippians mastered the use of the atlatl, a spear-throwing tool that could propel projectiles with deadly force. Unlike bows, which required constant tension, the atlatl acted as a lever, increasing the speed and penetration power of spears. Tests have shown that these weapons could pierce armor and deliver a stronger impact than early European muskets. This made them highly effective in hunting and warfare, allowing warriors to strike from a distance with precision. In close combat, they wielded war clubs made from solid flint or polished stone. These weapons could crush bone and were often designed with curved blades to inflict maximum damage. Some warriors carried axes with sharpened edges made of ground-down volcanic rock. The combination of long-range and melee weaponry made Mississippian fighters highly adaptable, giving them a strategic advantage in battle. Mississippian warriors didn't go into battle unprotected. They wore armor made from hardened wooden slats, reinforced with rawhide, and sometimes covered with layers of copper plates. This armor absorbed the impact of arrows and blunt weapons, giving fighters better durability in combat. Unlike the chainmail used by Europeans, this material was lightweight and flexible, allowing for fast movement during battle. The use of armor suggests that large-scale warfare was a real threat. Some Mississippian cities had extensive palisades, massive wooden walls with guard towers built to defend against attacks. Archaeologists have found evidence of burned fortifications, indicating that battles were intense and cities were sometimes besieged. These protective measures highlight the organized military strategies of Mississippian societies. Instead of roads, the Mississippians relied on rivers as primary transportation routes. Their cities were strategically built near major waterways, allowing for fast travel, trade, and communication. Dugout canoes, made by hollowing out massive tree trunks, served as their main vessels. Some of these boats were large enough to carry multiple people and cargo, enabling long-distance trade. Waterways weren't just for commerce. They played a critical role in warfare and expansion. Control over river access meant dominance over trade, food supply, and strategic military positioning. Many of their settlements featured large docks, suggesting organized transportation networks. Rivers functioned as natural highways, allowing Mississippian culture to spread across vast distances. The Mississippians didn't just grow crops, they selectively bred plants to maximize yields. They developed highly productive varieties of maize, beans, and squash, forming the foundation of their diet. This agricultural advancement allowed them to sustain large populations and build permanent settlements. Unlike earlier hunter-gatherers, they had surplus food, enabling social and political expansion. Fields were carefully managed, with crops planted in companion systems to improve soil health. The three main crops, maize, beans, and squash, were often grown together, a technique known as three sisters farming. This method prevented soil depletion and increased food production. Their agricultural innovations shaped the diets of later Native American tribes and influenced the farming techniques that persisted for centuries. At Cahokia, archaeologists discovered an ancient metalworking facility where skilled artisans shaped raw copper into tools, ornaments, and religious artifacts. Unlike civilizations that smelted metals, the Mississippians used cold hammering techniques, repeatedly pounding copper sheets until they formed intricate designs. The workshop contained discarded metal scraps and unfinished objects, indicating large-scale production. Mississippians valued copper for its spiritual significance as well as its practical uses. Elite warriors and leaders wore copper headdresses, necklaces, and breastplates, marking their high status. Some burial sites contain figures covered in finely worked copper sheets, suggesting it was linked to both power and the afterlife. The scale of production at Cahokia indicates the city was a major center for metallurgy, controlling access to highly prized resources. Some researchers believe Mississippian societies may have used council-based governance rather than absolute monarchy. Evidence suggests that political power was distributed among multiple leaders, possibly including warrior chiefs, religious figures, and advisory groups. Unlike European kingdoms ruled by a single king, Mississippian political structures may have involved collective decision-making. This model of governance may have influenced later Native American groups, particularly the Iroquois Confederacy, which developed a sophisticated system of representative government. Mississippian councils may have handled trade agreements, military planning, and religious ceremonies. Although no written records exist, oral traditions suggest a form of structured leadership that prioritized group consensus over dictatorship. By the time Spanish explorers arrived in the southeastern United States in the 1500s, the great Mississippian cities had already fallen. Cahokia, once a bustling metropolis, had been abandoned for nearly a century. Other major settlements had either collapsed or were in steep decline. The towering mounds and once thriving plazas were left empty, reclaimed by nature. No one knows exactly what caused this widespread collapse. Some theories point to prolonged droughts that devastated crops, while others suggest internal conflicts or disease. By the time European settlers documented the region, the Mississippians had faded into legend. Their massive earthen structures remained as eerie reminders of a civilization that had once dominated an entire continent, before disappearing without a trace. Thank you for watching. Do you know any other fascinating facts about the Mississippians? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss more incredible facts and untold history.